After the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, hostility escalated toward Japanese American residents who had been living peacefully for generations in America as residents and citizens. As fear grew, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, declaring the removal of residents and citizens with Japanese heritage from the West Coast of the United States. On March 24, 1942, Lieutenant General John L. DeWitt issued Exclusion Order No. 1, stating that all people of Japanese ancestry must leave Bainbridge Island. 6 days later, on March 30th, they were the first Japanese American residents and citizens to be removed and incarcerated in a government concentration camp. Why Bainbridge Island? Why not Los Angeles, Seattle, or San Francisco, where there were larger populations of Japanese Americans? While there is no definitive answer, there are theories.
I haven't seen anything officially on why we were chosen, but I would speculate that it was because, I think the official reason was because Boeing was on one side and the Bremerton Naval Shipyard was on the other side, and probably a lot of other military installations like Keyport and stuff were around.
In fact, there were several factors that made Bainbridge Island a sensitive area. Fort Ward, a military post on the island, was a strategically placed listening post, secretly intercepting communications from the Japanese Navy in the Pacific and relaying them to Washington, D.C. To the west of Bainbridge lies the Bremerton Naval Shipyard, as well as the Naval Torpedo Station at Keyport. To the east lies Boeing Aircraft Company, Sandpoint Naval Station, and the Seattle Shipyard. Bainbridge Island was in close proximity to all of these military installations.
And I think that was a reason for doing that, but I really think the other thing that expedited that was because we were isolated. You know, we were island, we didn't, the only way you can get off the island would be by ferry. We didn't have the bridge in those days. So it became real easy for the Army to isolate us and to kind of use us as a practice run to see how people would react to something like this if they came in to force us off the island, whether we'd be violent or whether we would cause problems or protest or whatever. And since we went without any of that going on, then I think that kind of set the pace for them to do things.
What began on March 30th, 1942, on a small island in the Puget Sound, didn't end until more than 125,000 people of Japanese descent were removed from their homes on the West Coast and incarcerated.